We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is Blis Blast, a hot pepper sauce. So it is 3 hot peppers blended and barrel aged for 1 spicy blast of umami. I don't know about that. Okay, let's see what they have here. Meet Blis Blast. It is a secret blend of 3 premium chilies: chipotle, arbol, and cayenne, aged in barrels with years of unique flavor infusion. So anyway, they are bourbon barrels, and so they mentioned some of the taste notes that you can get of chocolate, maple, hops. I think they also do the stout in the same barrel. So, but stout is not really known for being a very hoppy beer, of course. Garlic, vanilla, wood, and spice, all in one great shot of umami. Use liberally and often. There is nothing on their website, by the way, that indicates what this is meant to be. I think they're thinking it's an everyday sauce, is kind of what I'm getting out of this. Alright, ingredient panel. Red ripe chilies, which are the ones I mentioned. Vinegar, spices, garlic, seasoning, sugar, salt, Blis barrel aged, maple syrup, and xanthan gum. So they use the barrels for a lot of different things, including a maple syrup. And as you can see, it is this, let's see if you can, it reminds me actually of the Valentina. This really sort of deep, rich red. I like it. I like the coloring a lot. You see there's little particulates in it, which I'm going to say is probably the arbol, possibly the chipotle. And you can see it pours really super smooth. Let's take a look at this close up, and you can see there's a lot of little particles in there. It is sticking okay to this spoon that doesn't like things to be stuck to it, as you can see there. It obviously leveled out. There was nothing to level out actually, because it's a smooth sauce, so it's not going to bind in the center or anything. But you can see there's just little tiny particles of peppers in there. Overall, a very nice looking sauce. Very pleasant, very appetizing. So, without any further ado, there is a depth, there is a complexity of flavor here that is kind of nice. Very uniqueness to it. You have vinegar, cayenne, arbol. You can catch little hints of the bourbon flavor to this. As I'm getting into this, I'm getting it a lot less. It was definitely more pronounced in the beginning. And some of those commentaries are also, of course, in the written review, which is available in the description below. But you can get a lot of really cool kind of grace notes here, eating it by itself. Now, that goes away when you put it with stuff, of course. So here we have a couple different pieces just of grilled chicken. So this right here is done with the barbecue sauce as a grilled sauce. This is just a straight barbecue chicken. So we're going to try both and just see really how this all kind of shakes out here. I'm going to pour see a good portion of it right there, a little puddle. And we will try them both. Alright. Let's just this over here so you can see it a little better. See, I've got a lot of it there. This is just with the sauce, and it's too close. Despite sugar and maple syrup being there, there really is not enough sugar to do well on the grill for me. So it really is more of a kind of like if you do a cayenne chicken or if you do a Louisiana style sauce. And that same sort of effect. You really need something with more sugar. This is okay. And I mentioned that in the review as well, that okay really sums up my feelings about this sauce. I mean, it's fine in a number of applications, nothing wrong with it. It's okay, but most of the time as well, I would rather have something other than the sauce. So this certainly is not going to remotely approach being in my rotation. Rotations are really hard to come by too, with how many different sauces that I'm kind of banging through. And I don't know if that trend's going to continue in because there's a lot of content on this channel. So this is I'm just going to have it with just the grill. It's okay. I'm getting some cancellation of some of the other notes when I pose the chicken, and so I'm getting a really heavy bourbon push with sort of a back into the bite of the vinegar, which is kind of interesting. It's like almost like having bourbon vinegar. It's a really unique sauce though. The arbol makes it, I mean, that's what's in chili powder most of the time, and that really is how it reads. A cayenne with chili powder. What really kind of surprises me is that the chipotles are so, they're not prominent at all. I would have expected something different there. But the barbecue sauce is good. You could definitely have it play in with some barbecue sauce. It'd be fine. It's just really interesting, all the weird little grace notes I'm getting here as I go through this. Alright, close it out here. It reminds me of when years ago now, when I was, let's just say, shows the underage, and I was fooling around with bourbon. This reminds me of that. The taste just brings me back to that episode of drinking something that I knew I shouldn't have had. There's no alcohol in this though, of course. You just get the flavoring. I think this is an interesting idea. sometimes you can mix flavors too much, you know, like in the food world where they're dumping liquor into everything and all that. For me, it makes a little bit more sense to use the bourbon barrels for like maple syrup and stuff, because bourbon has a lot of the notes that really pair well with waffles and maple syrup and so on. Here, it's really unique, but it doesn't, it's so unique it just almost doesn't fit anywhere for me. Nice 375 milliliter bottle here. Almost had some, maybe a, I don't know, is it a pint? Maybe it's around a pint. But this is interesting. So, I mean, I'll probably continue to use this when I run out of cayenne sauce, even though, I'll be honest, my distinct preference is to have an actual cayenne sauce. Just, I love the flavor of cayenne peppers. This one, though, I really appreciate, as always, the spirit of experimentalism. But that's part of experiments, right? They don't always work. And this, I would say, is the most your mileage may vary sauce I think I've ever had. So I think certain people are going to love this sauce. The backstory of how I came across it is in the written review if you want to check that out. For me, though, this is not, honestly, it's probably not something I want to repeat. Like, I can admire it, I can see what they're doing, where they're going, but it just isn't the sauce that really resonates with me. So, but definitely, I mean, I think it's well worth a lot of people out there giving a shot, especially if you like bourbon and you like to, you know, kind of mix some hard liquors in your stuff, so, you know, in your food. So, but anyway, there you go. The Blis Blast Hot Pepper Sauce.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame